Hey, good morning everybody. Welcome to my garage. Today, we're going to be working on the Dodge. I have a 2016 Dodge. It needs fuel filters replaced. So I got to get this out, that in, and get started. It's a lot longer than this one. I'll have to move some things to get it all the way in here, but that's what we're doing today. All right, hopefully we're in far enough. Not to close the door, that's for sure though. Now this has got two fuel filters. One of them is underneath and one of them is up here. So we'll be working on both of them here shortly. All right, well, we're here under the truck, as you can see. You're looking at the drive line here. Let me show you what we're going after. As we come down the drive line and between the exhaust pipe, we're going after that. That is our fuel filter. That is our pre-filter. And there's a drain right here. And we have to unclip the wire up over there. And then this will unscrew and there will be a filter inside. So I don't know how much of that you'll be able to see. Probably none of it once I set you down and get both hands in there. So I'll just kind of see. Well, let's see what we can do here. Maybe you can see it or not. I got a big green bucket here to catch my diesel fuel. So let's see what we can do here. It's going to get on the drive line and run all over the place and in general make a big mess. I'm pretty sure. There we come. I was going to say, usually it comes down a lot sooner than that. There we go. You can see up there better than I can probably now. Is it working? All right, we're draining. And that looks like about all that's going to come out of there, hopefully. All right, I'm going to see if I can reach up here and push this clip out. There it goes. Don't know if you can see that hanging down right there, but there's a push clip right here that you push on and then it comes down. And that's just what we needed to do. Now I should be able to reach up in there and get that whole canister to unscrew. I don't know if you can see it, though. You're just in a bad spot. Okay, look up. They might be able to see what I'm working with right here, maybe. I'm going for this nut right here. And it's plastic, okay? So if it feels like it's going to not come out or not spin the whole thing, you can grab this with a filter wrench, I believe. We will find out shortly. Oh, it started to turn. I felt it. I just can't get my other arm up in there to support the wrench very well. Well, let's try it from over here. Keep working until we get a good spot and a good grip. Oh man, that is tight. More diesel. Right down my armpit, right where it's supposed to go, right? Wonderful. All right, I'm going to grab this with a filter wrench and see if I can't get it to unscrew, since that doesn't want to unscrew down there. I'm pretty sure I didn't put it on that tight. I usually don't do things like that. There we go. Just took a filter wrench. Get up there, light. How can you see what I'm doing? There we go. All right, big old K&N filter. I'm going to take it to the bench, take you guys along with me, get the parts changed out that need to be changed. All right, I got the filter right here, and I'm going to have to unscrew this portion of it because that stays with the truck, I believe. Let's check the other fuel filter and make sure. Yep. So we're gonna have to take this off and get a big wrench. Big wrench will do the trick. I'm gonna have to hold it to keep it from turning, so that's where this will come in. Oh, still got some diesel fuel in it. I'm dripping it all over everything. Just working at it slow because it's plastic. You don't want to just go for it. It's got an O-ring that seals it. Shouldn't be very tight, but sometimes it just gets fairly tight. Before you take it all the way off, clean the dirt off around it. You can take it all the way off and do that too. You just want to keep the dirt from getting in the new filter. And there we go. And see, you got an O-ring right here. They usually send you a replacement O-ring for it. So let's get all that out of there. There's our replacement O-ring. Set that right in there. And carefully get this one off. Screwdriver is a little magnetic and there's a little metal there. I don't want that in this system. Just using the screwdriver to lift the gasket up and around it. Once we get to a point, we'll just be able to pop it off, and we're going to clean this surface too. And since we got a little diesel on these rags, we might as well use it to lubricate the gasket. Okay, now I got diesel all around the gasket. Now I just flip the new gasket on the floor. Let's wipe it off again. This floor is not the cleanest. All right, no dirt that I see. Gasket on there. Sensor back in. Now I don't need to put it down as hard as I did last time. That O-ring should just seal up hand tight. Let's close that. There we go. All right, we should be, with a little bit of lubrication on here, a little bit of diesel, which I've still got all over my rags. This is ready to go back in the way, just the opposite of what the other one came out. Okay, I'm gonna reach up there and clean that surface up where that mounts. Well, that stuff is on there hard. That is permanente. Well, if this gasket seals on the inside of that, we'll be good. All right, we got that on there. I'm actually gonna, because my gloves are all slippery from diesel fuel, I'm gonna give it just a little bit of a oomph with the wrench, because I cannot get a good solid grip on it at the moment, and I don't want it to leak. So I'll just get that up there and give it about a quarter turn or less. That should do. That should do. And I'll get this electrical connection lined up and in place. I heard it click, so we are good to go. This is should be good, I believe. I certainly hope that's the right direction. We'll know as soon as I turn on the pump. It'll either squirt out or it won't. But we're going to go up and we're going to change the front filter. So let's get that done. All right, we're going to have to look under the hood here to see the other filter, and I'll show it to you. If you look down in there, I've got some light shining on it. It's right there, that big canister. The little yellow knob is a drain for it. So we'll loosen that knob. It will pretend to drain into the pan, but end up all over the floor because it hits everything on its way down. And then we'll take this cover off, and there will be a canister filter inside there versus the just a paper canister filter versus the metal one that we had on the back. So I don't see any way you can see down in there while I got my hands in there, but we'll get my hands in there and we'll get that out and we'll show it to you. That little yellow knob is open. It's draining somewhere. Sounds like it's landing in other fuel, so maybe I have the pan in the right place. Let's hope that is correct. I'm gonna see about what size wrench I need for that nut there. Looks like it's about a 1 inch, but it'll be metric, I'm sure. I'm not sure I have a metric socket that size. Oh, there it is, 28 millimeter. Fit perfectly. So for all you out there, that's a 28. There's the cap, and it didn't drain much diesel fuel out because it just dumped a lot of it on the ground. So that little knob didn't do a whole lot. It was draining. I don't know why it didn't all drain out, but now the filters, I need to see if I can wiggle that sucker out of there. It stuck, which I expected because they usually are. That little tube is still draining. There's diesel fuel on the starter. Wonderful. All right. I'm going to have to get some of my plastic tools, get in there and pry on that thing a little bit. We're going to try some of these. Just see if I can get it on the lip there and get it a little bit. Just to start, that's all it needs. I might still be able to reach that one. Yep. Usually things fall out of reach when they fall, so that's pretty amazing that it actually was close enough I could get it. Not able to get a very good position on it here, but we might be making progress. Oh, it sounds like maybe that time it actually might have moved a little bit. Yep. All right, just a little bit of wiggling with this under the edge. I wish I could show that to you, but man, there's just no way. I'll try to show you what I did. Well, as you can imagine, this piece is sitting down inside the canister lip all the way around here, right? So I just took this and put it under the lip like that and against the lip that's out here and just gave it a little prying around the edges and it popped it loose. I tried just pulling it up, but I wasn't able to, so just a little prying and it came right up. Now there is an O-ring down there too that we're gonna have to replace, so let me get this out of the way and the new one in. Okay, this is a new filter. This is a Cummins filter, Cummins, and I wanted to show you this hole on the bottom. You see, it is not round. This filter, this part can turn in here, but the filter is not designed to turn per se. This oval will line up with that down there. I don't know if you can see the oval portion of it, but that center shaft is oval shaped. So that's what's going to go down there, and then the cap fits over an O-ring that is usually still on here, and it does feel like it stayed on there. So we'll have to get that off the old O-ring and put that new one on there. But let me get this filter down in there, line it up. There we go. Well, I do want to be perfectly clear. The instructions say not to pry on it. They say pull it out by hand. And if you can get it out by hand, then more power to you. But if you can't, I don't know what else you're going to do. But the instructions explicitly say not to pry. So don't do as I do, do as I say. Or something like that, right? All right, I see the rubber O-ring is coming up here. I'm using the same nylon pry tool to get the O-ring up that I used to get the filter up. The one I wasn't supposed to use. Right? All right, there that one is, old one. This one's supposed to be lubricated, which is not a problem since there's so much diesel fuel on everything. And we'll just run it around like that. We got diesel fuel all over it. All right, awesome. Now this lid has a torque spec on it. It says it's 30.5 Newton meters. It's a darn good thing that my torque wrench converts to that, or I'd never know how many pounds that was. The bad thing is, there is no way my torque wrench is going to fit in this space. So I'm betting that's pretty close to about as tight as you can get it with your hand. It was on fairly tight to begin with. That's as tight as I can go by hand. Let's make sure we turn off the little yellow doohickey down here too. That really didn't do a whole heck of a lot. I'm going to check the Newton meters here on my torque wrench, see how many foot-pounds that is, or inch-pounds. And if that just seems like hand tight, that's what we'll do. If not, I'll come back here and put that wrench back on it and give it a little more twist. Well, that'll do it for the Dodge for today. You have to prime your fuel pump once you've changed your fuel filters. And that's 4 times with the ignition to the on position. You'll hear your pump running, and leave it on there for 4 or 5 seconds and shut it off, and then redo that. Don't start it, just bring it to the ignition point or to the ignition setting, and do that 4 times. It'll prime your fuel pump and it'll fire right back up. I also changed my filter. It's nasty. One thing I didn't show, when you change one of these filters in these big trucks, that air box is really large. And all the larger particles and bugs and stuff that get sucked in there end up in the bottom of your air box. So vacuum that sucker out when you change your filter. It'll save a lot of dirt from getting in here. Yeah, we're done with this. I'm gonna pull it out, put the green truck back. I got a meeting to go to, so until next time, guys, stay safe, have fun, and be good to each other.